Looks like we're getting a new festival as well as new monsters. And that handler outfit looks good.
Yozo Tsujimoto from Capcom here. Today we'd like to talk about Iceborne's 4th free title update. When we first showed the roadmap, we said we'd release it in May. We're sorry to have kept you waiting, but it's finally here. So, without further delay, let's get into it. As usual, I'm joined by these two. First,
hello everyone, I'm Kaname Fujioka, Executive
Honestly,
Director and Art Director.
I know people were getting antsy about waiting, but you know what? The world had a lot going on. Good on them for not getting everyone sick in their team.
Let's take another look.
Not gonna lie, I was really hoping for Fatalis. And, I mean, obviously this was a while ago. We've known about Elatrion for a bit. But I was really hoping for Fatalis, but Elatrion's great too.
What's ahead on the roadmap, so stay tuned for that. So we have 2 new monsters to talk about today.
2, huh?
The first one is Elatrion, the blazing black dragon.
Oh, that's how it's pronounced.
Elatrion first appeared in Monster Hunter 3. Being
Try.
the final boss, it certainly left a big impression on many players.
And just like before, Elatrion can also change its elements. It can switch between fire active, ice active, and so on at will. With each element, its attacks, appearance, and weak points all change too.
Oh.
You'll have to strategize with your teammates, whether to split up covering the elements, or each bring individual strategies that will play well against any of them. Players need to be especially wary of one thing: the powerful shockwave it emits when changing between elements.
That doesn't look good.
That's putting it lightly.
Whoa,
But there
what?
is a way to mitigate the shockwave's power. You'll need to attack Elatrion with elemental weapons and continue to damage it.
You and your team might be able to survive the shockwave by helping each other out. But I think the best course of action will be to utilize elemental attacks.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun battle. Of course, we can't forget about the Elatrion equipment.
One of the really unique features of the Elatrion is its jagged scales. We took that as inspiration to create a similar design for the equipment.
Ooh.
It encapsulates all the elegance and ferocity of an elder dragon.
Okay, it looks very similar to the old Escadora.
What's more,
Which is great.
The weapons have a truly menacing feel to them, too. They've got a deadly glow that we think people will...
Ah, it's the old school longsword. I was really hoping they were going to change it. I'm honestly not a huge fan of the scythe look, but it still looks good.
With these skills, your armor's elemental resistance will affect your weapons as well.
What?
As you raise your elemental resistance, your weapons will be stronger in that element too.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Sounds like a game changer.
Elements really seem to be the focal point of Elatrion.
They sure are.
We hope you have lots of fun.
Oh, that looked so cool. That's a great thing. Frostfang Barioth, huh?
So we have one more monster we'd like to talk about today, and this one is a special variant.
This new variant is called Frostfang Barioth. It's got a very rugged look to it, I think. Like it's roamed around in a harsh, frozen land all its life. The original Barioth had tusks with an orange hue to them, but this time we've given them a more chilling appearance. They really make you shudder.
It's quite strong, right?
Yes, Barioth's breath has been strengthened. It is now powerful enough to freeze the ground.
Oof.
It will be hard to move around quickly when you're affected by this frostbind status. This will keep players on their toes and force them to think carefully about their positioning. The battle strategy otherwise is quite similar to the regular monster. In other words, aiming to break parts and preventing Barioth from moving is best.
What about its equipment?
The original Barioth equipment had a light feel to it, but for this new armor, we put more of Barioth's tiger-like design into the helmet.
I like that.
So you look like this awesome Frost Knight.
That looks really cool.
We also touched it up, so it has more of a heavy armor feel this time around.
That looks really, really
Frostfang
cool.
Barioth's set bonus skill activates with just one part equipped.
What? One part?
Punishing Draw is a skill that gives draw attacks stun properties.
Oh, that's nice. I
Also,
want that.
If 3 pieces of the set are worn, Slugger Secret will be activated.
That's less useful
This
for
will
me.
allow some weapons to stun the enemy, even when they couldn't before.
Frostfang Barioth appears in an event quest.
Oh.
What's more, it'll be a tempered monster.
Oh.
It's just waiting to chew you up.
Have fun hunting this one.
Ouch. That'll be rough.
Next, we'd like to touch on updates to the game system.
I still have stuff to say about
You'll be able to
Alatreon,
craft
but...
special tracks at the Elder Melder to call monsters in the Guiding Lands.
Oh, that's
Now,
so
it has to be a
helpful.
monster you've already encountered, and you need to have the required materials.
That's super helpful.
But we know that players can sometimes have a hard time finding a monster they're after, so we hope this new addition will help them out.
Oh, that's so
Along
cool.
with the Banishing Ball we added previously, controlling what monsters you want to encounter in the Guiding Lands has never been easier. And as always, we're adding new designs for squad cards and guild cards.
Yay.
We hope you enjoy them.
Granted, I don't have that on PC. Those are console only. Oh, see, I can't read through this fast enough. But they are adding a lot of new charms and stuff.
Now let's move on to the new downloadable content.
I want to know about layered armor. Tell me more about
First,
layered
we've
armor.
added some new pendants.
That's normal.
Some are like butterflies.
Oh, that's cool.
Others are like fulgur bugs. These pendants are getting more and more creative
Kind of
every
cool.
time.
I don't know, having that follow you would be a little
Released earlier
distracting.
was pretty popular.
They're looking nice.
So we thought we'd just run with it and make more.
We can't forget about the new room decor too. What's that grilled fish-looking thing?
That's a Beototus.
What?
This time, we're preparing a lot of home decor related to lineages.
Oh, I like that mosaic
Some of them
feline.
came from the feline hideout, which I'm sure a few of you will remember.
Sounds good. We've also got new monster figures and some new music as well. Be sure to check it out.
Looks like there's some pretty cool stuff in there. Oh, geez, lots of monster figures.
Now we'd like to talk about the upcoming Astera Celiana seasonal event. Of course, the Gathering Hubs will get an awesome makeover.
This does look really cool.
That's right.
It's lively.
You bet.
What's the theme?
Well, since it will be out towards the summer, we've given it a festive, carnival-type feel.
Oh, that armor looks cool too.
Speaking of festivals, the food is quite different depending on the type.
This festival has a bit of a wild feel to it, so... meat?
Meat! Hamburgers,
Oh,
steaks,
man.
all sorts of meat.
That's my kind of platter.
And with each seasonal festival comes new outfits. First, the Handler.
They're wearing fancy samba outfits, decorated with feathers.
That's a really good outfit.
We've never designed costumes like this before, so I think players are going to love them.
The palicos are great too.
Oh, that's so cool, little
Puke
Puke
Puke.
Puke.
Yeah, it's really cute. You'll want to check out Poogie, too.
I really want that Poogie.
Yeah, I recommend that one.
Coolio Poogie, that's the best. That's even
Poogie
better
makes for a
than
really cute egg.
Dodo Hama.
The snowmen have changed too.
Well, that's kind of creepy.
Our designers always have fun with this. So we hope the players will, too.
So, what about the armor that can be made in the event quests?
We have a faux Kelby. It's a little scary.
Agreed.
Kelby looks almost mythical.
Kelby Drome is real
As
now.
for Aptonoth,
It's us.
it's both cute and ugly, so both audiences will love it.
We also have mug-shaped dual blades
What?
and layered armor that becomes your default clothing when you wear it.
That's kind of
So it's
cool.
like you're not wearing any armor.
Yeah, your au naturel.
We've got rabbit ears, too.
That'll
What?
be popular. They're cute.
They certainly will.
We've got tons of content coming, so try to get them all.
I want to know more about the layered armor. New guild cards. We'll get the guild cards, but we don't get squad cards on PC, which is unfortunate.
Finally, we'd like to share some information on the next title update.
She's
Have a
already
look
talking
at
about
the
another title
roadmap to see
update.
Everything we discussed today. We're planning to release the 5th free title update.
Returning monster.
We'll be adding a new
Master
monster
rank layered
too,
armor.
So look forward to that.
In the
Not
fall, we
only
get
that,
master rank layered
but we'll
armor.
also be adding master rank layered armor in a future update.
Oh man,
There's so much to look forward to.
there really is.
And so that's it for today.
We're gonna get another teaser? Probably
We'd
not.
like to say goodbye with our usual parting words. Ready?
Happy hunting!
Okay, give me one moment, and I will see if I can find if they've got a VOD or anything, and we'll see if we can go. Welcome back, everyone. All right, we're gonna go ahead and go through this developer diary and see, kind of take a look at things a little more closely, since they go through things so fast. As I mentioned before, it's kind of hard to catch things, especially when they bring up like the little patch notes and things like that. So I'm just going to kind of scrub through this real quick. A lot of this we don't need to see. It's the introduction. Man, that's blurry. So here's the original release trailer for Alatreon. So we've kind of seen this before, but we'll play it again just because it's cool. So what's crazy is they found a way to make him far more dangerous. He's always been tough because he's relatively quick, and he has a lot of different attacks that he can do. But once you kind of learn them, he's not so bad. But now, because they added that, what did they call it? Element shift, I think is what they called it. Yeah, here we go. Or I guess I don't know what they called it. Ice Act. So Fire Active, Dragon Active, and Ice Active. So surprised, since he's supposed to have every element, that they only have these three forms, because he can still use electricity. I think the only element he doesn't actively use is water. But I do think this is how he was before, where like he'd have a mode where he was fire and then dragon and then ice, but before he'd just switch between them, and there was no real. I think it was when he was on the ground he was maybe fire, when he was in the air he was ice, and then he could do dragon damage with his charge attack, unless you broke his horns. And then I think that's when he stopped doing dragon element on his charge, but I don't remember because it's been a long time since I've played the older games that had Alatreon in them. It's going to be weird to keep calling him that now because I've been calling him Alatreon for the longest time, but it's apparently Alatreon. So the crazy thing that they change is when he switches between these forms now, he does a ton of damage. Like they showed like the hunter's health going from like full to dead in seconds, and it sounded like the way they were talking about making it so that didn't happen is just doing a ton of damage to him, preferably element. And that's where my concern comes in for doing it solo. So if like he's using fire, so maybe when he's in fire mode doing a ton of water damage will stop the change from being super powerful. And when he's in ice, maybe using fire damage. But if you're using water to stop the fire, you can't use fire to stop the ice. So I'm not sure. Let's let it go a little further forward and see if they kind of explain it. Maybe we can figure it out a little more.
It's all changed too. You'll have to strategize.
Okay, so elemental attacks and weaknesses shift.
Strategize with your teammates, whether to split up covering the elements, or each bring individual strategies that will play well against any of them.
So that's interesting. So are they saying dragon element or blast? So have multiple people that have different elements to kind of work against his elemental forms. And I'm sorry that my mouse is there. I forgot to turn off mouse capture, but whatever. I'll try and keep it off the screen. But I would assume when it's saying individual strategies that work well for all of them would be using dragon element or blast or raw. But I'm not sure. They didn't really give us a lot of information. That's a tough one. If I hit space, will this... Yes.
Players need to
good.
be especially wary of one thing: the powerful shockwave it emits when...
Eschaton Judgment. I didn't realize this thing had an actual name. Incredibly powerful attack during elemental shift. Okay, that's cool.
Changing between elements.
Okay, there's a way to deal with that. When you see him doing it, Astera Jerky. Astera Jerky will heal you back up. Because it heals red health. So you're not taking direct damage, you're taking I guess indirect. It's like when you're standing in Teostra's aura or Lunastra's aura. So you can use Astera Jerky. Yes, it's fast, but as long as you're paying attention, you could deal with it. The problem is you only get like 5, so you'll run out. So bring Farcasters too, so you can go back and resupply. It looks like he's trying to pop a max potion too, which if he's not able to eat it fast enough, I guess maybe it hurts you too fast to heal it, which would kind of suck.
That doesn't look good.
Oh, it goes so fast. The max potion. So he used the max potion, and it healed his health, and it's damaging him so fast that after he ate the max potion, his health was still like around here. Like, I don't know how you'd survive this if you can't deactivate it. Astera Jerky won't help you. It does too much damage for too long.
That's putting it lightly.
But there is a way to mitigate the shockwave's power.
Sorry. Okay, weaken Eschaton Judgment with elemental attacks. Oh, that's gonna be rough though for anyone who wants to do this solo. Oh, this could take some strategy to do solo. I still want to do it solo for sure, but they really are kind of pushing this multiplayer thing. They want people to hunt together, which is not a bad thing. I don't have a problem with that. Since I myself basically play solo, it makes it hard when I have to group up for things like, Behemoth and Leshen. I did it, I'll still do it, but it's not preferable because I don't have a known group to hunt with. I have to hunt with randoms, and that makes things complicated. And obviously I did it for Safi Jiva too. So hopefully we can find a way to do this solo, because, oh shoot, I'm thinking Blast Element's going to be a game changer here. It's going to be needed.
You'll need to attack Alatreon with elemental weapons and continue to damage it.
You and your team might be able to survive the shockwave by helping each other out.
Oh, that's what they meant by that. Just throwing life powders. Everyone spam life powders and dust of life to keep each other alive. Okay, that's fine.
But I think the best course of action will be to utilize elemental attacks.
I just thought of this. I'm sorry, I hate to keep pausing it, but we did watch through the entire thing already. Dragon might be the best course of action. I was thinking Blast, but they keep talking about element, and dragon is what normally the dragons are weak to. Most of the elder dragons have some kind of weakness to dragon. It might not be the thing they're most weak to, but if you're trying to solo and you know that he's going to be shifting elements, dragon might be what he's constantly effectively weak to. So, and we all know that dragon element now has dragon seal, so that maybe sealing it away with dragon element might make it weaker. That'll be probably the first thing I try once it releases next week.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun battle. Of course, we can't forget about the Alatreon equipment.
Oh, this is what I'm excited for. This looks so good.
One of the really unique features of the Alatreon is its jagged scales. We took that as inspiration to create a similar design for the equipment. It encapsulates all the elegance and ferocity.
Look at this. It looks so cool. So, it looks very similar to our current Raging Brachydios armor, which I really like, so I'm fine with that. But it's just got that nice purple hue, and oh, it looks so good. And it's this nice heavy armor. And this is clearly, just by the frame rate, this is clearly on the PS4, so I'm sure it's going to be even better on PC because we're going to have the high texture, or the high quality texture patch. But oh, you know what this actually reminds me of now that I'm looking at it? It looks like the Dragon armor. Not like the full set, but like you can see kind of like the scales on the sides and the waist. It's very reminiscent of the Dragon from Dragon's Dogma, which is another one of my favorite games, also made by Capcom, because of course it is.
What's more, the weapons have a
So, I was trying to figure this out when we watched this before. I would assume maybe that's the hunting horn? Or is it the switch axe? I don't know. I don't know the weapon poses well enough to know what that is. I know the next one, obviously, because it's the old school longsword, but this one's hard to tell for me.
Truly menacing feel to them, too. They've got a deadly glow that we think people will...
Yeah, so this is the longsword. So one of the big things, if you didn't know, in past games, the longsword was kind of weird. It was generally a lot of katanas, but as we all know, my favorite ones are the straight swords. The longsword was always a mix of katanas, straight swords, what are they called? They're like spears, but they're not exactly spears. But it's like what the Rajan weapons are. And I can't think of the proper name for them. And then scythes for whatever reason. And so it happens that the Alatreon longsword is a scythe. So this is going to be our first scythe for the longsword tree. Now, I will say, if the next monster is what I want it to be, which I've mentioned multiple times is Fatalis, that would also have a scythe because the longsword from Fatalis is a scythe. I think it's hard to tell for the dangerous. They're what do they call them? Everyone calls them black dragons, and that's not the canon term. That's just the fan term. But that's what everyone calls it on Reddit. So it's hard for me to remember. But it's the something class dangerous monster, or whatever they're called for what the fandom refers to as black dragons. For whatever reason, I think most of the longswords from them are scythes. I'm trying to remember for sure that they're all scythes, but I don't think they are, because I think Dire Morales had a katana-esque one, but I don't remember for sure because it's been a long time since I've played 3 Ultimate. But I at least know for sure that Fatalis and Alatreon both give you a scythe for the longsword. So, and it's not my favorite look. I'm not a big fan of the scythe, but it's still cool, and we'll probably use it a little bit. But it may end up getting a layered weapon skin put on it, because I just no. If I have to use it a lot, I'll get bored of the scythe because it's just not my favorite look.
Really enjoy.
So
I do like the glow on it,
the
though.
Skills and abilities.
I do wish, like, I don't think this looks bad, but the poor feline armor, they could have done something way more intricate for the feline. just having like a vest of scales, and then I do like the helmet because it's Elytreon's unique horns, and I like that. Much like with the Glavenus feline weapon, where it looks like the Glavenus greatsword, or at least the original Glavenus greatsword, not the world version, but the original Glavenus greatsword. I like that the feline's weapon here is a mini version of the longsword. I think that's pretty cool. They do, and I think they did that with a lot of weapons for the felines, is that they are just mini versions of what the hunters use. But I just wish that armor was a little cooler looking. It seems like this, for the hunter we get this heavy looking, cool, dark themed armor, and then the feline's just wearing like a vest. I don't know what happened there.
Yes, there are some new set bonus skills.
This was cool. I liked this.
With these skills, your armor's elemental resistance will affect your weapons as well.
So this is interesting. Now, first of all, which weapon are they looking at? Okay, so they're looking at the greatsword here, which is cool because if I'm going to show with my mouse here. If they didn't show off the greatsword as one of the Elytreon weapons that they showcase there, so if you want to see what it looks like, here it is. It's the old school Elytreon greatsword. So you're getting your unique look, which I think all the weapons will probably have a unique look. Most of the time when they add a monster like this, everyone gets a unique weapon, but I'm not going to say that for certain because we don't know. Okay, so what are we looking at here exactly? All right, so I'm assuming this is before they have the set bonus on. You can see the stats. So like the element's only at 770 and it's got low Elder Seal. 15% affinity is really good though. So that's nice. And look at all that purple sharpness. Holy crap. Oh. I don't know. Unfortunately, I don't know greatsword raw values, so I don't know if this is good for a greatsword. I'd have to do the math and I'd have to look up the multiplier and stuff. So I kind of wish they were showing the longsword because I could do that real fast. But I don't know if this is a good number, but all that purple sharpness, 15% affinity, and extremely high dragon element. If the longsword's anything like that, that could be obscenely powerful, and it'll easily overtake the Safi Jiva dragon longsword, which is kind of funny. What I was hoping they'd change this, since Elytreon uses multiple different elements. I was hoping that the weapons, at least when they showed this, I was hoping that the weapons would, their element would correspond with your elemental defense. So like what's actually happening here is that, as it says, your weapon's elemental power increases as your weapon's elemental resistance increases, which is cool. If you've got a lot of elemental resistance, if this makes your elemental resistance skills both defense and offense, which makes them useful because most people don't use elemental resistance skills. Now you'll want to, because increasing them not only will make you take less damage from the elements, they're going to make your weapons stronger. Now, it wasn't a huge increase. It was only 40 points, and you can see they had a pretty gigantic increase in elemental defense over here. Hopefully, it won't take that much, because 40 points after clearly having to put a ton of elemental defenses on your armor is crazy. But I will say, if you're going up against something uses a lot of element, like Lunastra, for example, and you want to put fire resistance on, at least now you feel like, okay, that fire resistance not only is protecting me, but it's also going to make me stronger. What I was hoping it would do, though, was whatever your highest element was, your weapon would have that element. So like if you had higher thunder than everything else, you'd have thunder element on the weapon. That's what I was hoping for. It's not what happened, but, whatever. This is still cool. This will make people really feel like they can use elemental resistance. The downside is, because it's only a dragon element weapon, I would assume all the weapons are dragon element. That kind of means the only time you're going to really use... oh, wait. This is the armor bonus. Scratch everything I just said. Since it's the armor set bonus, it doesn't matter what weapon you're using. They're just showing it with the Elytreon weapon. But I would assume if you equip another weapon with a different element, still increasing your elemental resistance will increase the element on that weapon. So this is actually really good. It will make elemental resistance skills useful now because you get both a defense and an offense increase. It's not an insane increase, but it's still makes them more useful, and it should make more people feel justified in using them. I don't know if it'll change the meta at all, but I know I'm going to use that armor set because it looks cool, and I think it'll be nice to kind of change things up a little bit and see how the survivability increases. I am not a speedrunner. I just enjoy the game, so I'm going to do whatever I want that's fun.
As you raise your elemental resistance, your weapons will be stronger in that element too.
Oh, it said in that element, but dragon didn't increase. Okay, I think that was a misspeak there because his dragon element, dragon resistance didn't increase, but the dragon element on the weapon increased. So it must be increasing any element increases whatever element is on the weapon.
Sounds like a game changer.
We'll
Elements
test
really
it.
seem to be the focal point of Alatreon.
We'll test it when it comes out,
Sure are.
obviously.
We hope you have lots of fun.
Alright, so that's everything about Alatreon. I'm stoked. I think it'll be fun. That armor looks sick. And hopefully, I have a feeling it's going to be a 5-piece bonus. You're going to have to wear the full set. I kind of hope it's not, though, so that we can maybe wear a couple of pieces and then wear... I want to keep 2 pieces of Raging Brachion because I love that Agitator secret skill, but we'll have to see what happens when it's actually released. But I'm betting the set bonus is a 5-piece set bonus. I don't think they showed it there. Yeah, they didn't show it. So let's scrub back real quick just to be sure, but I'm pretty certain it wasn't on the screen. Yeah, no. Nope. Okay, so yeah. So we'll find out when it releases. Oop, a little farther. Here we go. Okay. So next we're going to look at... and I'm not super excited about this, but we're going to look at Frostfang Barioth here, see if we can glean any new information. I know the armor looks cool, but all in all, this isn't that exciting to me.
So we have one more monster we'd like to talk about today, and this one is a special variant.
This new variant is...
So he looks cool. I like that. I like that he's got more fur and the blue fangs and all that. But it's still a Barioth, which is a mid-tier monster, and I don't know. When you're putting this together with something like Alatreon, it's kind of hard to wonder how this is gonna go really like that much of a challenge in compared. Now they did mention that it's tempered, but the other problem is it's the biggest complaint I think I've had is that the Raging Brachydios and the Furious Rajang are in a single specific quest, and it sounds like this one is too, but this one's an event. It's not even like a special assignment, it's just an event. And unless like that's going to be problematic if we have to keep waiting for the event to come up to hunt it. We want it in the game constantly. So I hope that was they misspoke and it's really in an optional quest, like the Raging Brachy and the Furious Rajang. But I guess we'll see when it comes out.
It's called Frostfang Barioth. It's got a very rugged look to it, I think. Like it's roamed around in a harsh frozen land all its life.
I mean, it does look cool.
The original Barioth had tusks with an orange hue to them, but this time we've given them a more chilling appearance. They really make you shudder.
It's quite strong, right?
Yes, Barioth's breath has been strengthened. It is now powerful enough to freeze the ground.
That does look bad.
It will be hard to move
And by
around
bad I
quickly when
mean
you're
like
affected by this
bad for
frostbite
us, not
status.
bad as in it's not
This
cool.
will
Like
keep
it's super
players on their
cool,
toes
but
and force them to
you
think
get hit by
carefully
that
about their
and you're
position.
taking another hit.
The
I
battle
kind of wish they'd
strategy
return the
otherwise is
snowman
quite similar to
status
the regular
effect. I mean, that's
monster.
basically what that is,
In
but
other
it's a
words,
little
aiming
different.
to break
But the
parts
snowman
and
effect used to do
preventing Barioth
kind of the
from
same thing
moving
where you
is
moved
best.
real slow.
What about its equipment?
The original Barioth equipment had a light feel to it, but for this new armor, we put more of Barioth's white tiger-like design into...
Oh, see, so that looks awesome. This is cool. It's unfortunate that the set bonuses are Punishing Draw and Slugger Secret because they're not super useful. I do like that Punishing Draw only takes 1 piece because Punishing Draw is useful. It's very useful for a longsword since we do a lot of draw attacks. with the special sheath and all that. But the Slugger secret I don't think is going to be very useful. It might be paired with Punishing Draw, but I doubt it. I doubt that I make my set give me Slugger just because I have Punishing Draw. So I don't think a lot of it will be used, but I mean, with the other news that they have later in this developer diary, it's not so bad.
To the helmet part. So you look like this awesome Frost Knight. We also touched it up so it has more of a heavy armor feel this time around.
So
Frostfang Barioth's set bonus skill activates with just one part equipped.
I did like the Palico armor there. Let's scrub back to that because that looked great. Look at that. That is awesome. Little icicle rapier and the very not roguish. I don't want to say debonair, but just very princely. That's the word. Very princely look. I do like that. That's pretty cool.
Equipped. Punishing Draw is a skill that gives draw attacks stun properties. Also, if 3 pieces of the set are worn, Slugger's Secret will be activated.
See, and that's nice. So, I guess the one nice thing on this monster is we're getting a set bonus that takes only 1 piece, and the set bonus that only takes 3 pieces. So that could be pretty useful, because then you can still mix that with Raging Bracky. Now, I know most people are still going to go for Master's Touch, but as we all know, I don't use Master's Touch, so this could be something that we could make something with. That's not so bad.
This will allow some weapons to stun the enemy, even when they couldn't before.
Frostfang Barioth appears in an event quest.
Ugh, I don't like that.
What's more, it'll be a tempered monster.
It's just waiting to chew you up.
Have fun hunting this one.
Okay, so this is the part that we're going to have to...
Next, we'd like to...
So we don't have to worry so much about what they're saying, but we can go to the part... Well, I did like this stuff. Being able to make lures, this is great, because I'm sure I have a ton of all these bones and stuff, so being able to pick a monster, be like, okay, I want to fight this monster in the Guiding Lands. I'm going to go turn in these parts that I have a ton of in order to get the lure. So this is super cool. This is a huge quality of life update for the Guiding Lands. I like that a lot. What was this? So still the same thing. New guild card stuff is cool. The squad cards, again, I can't do anything with this because, I mean, on console it's great. But since PC doesn't have squads because we have Steam groups or whatever, these are pointless for us to really look at. But the guild card looked cool. Okay. Okay. So, right. So, major new additions. So, we're getting both Elytron and Frostfang Barioth next week. So, that's absolutely amazing. You have to finish the story, and you have to have beaten the Safi'jiiva recon assignment. Oh, good. You don't have to clear the siege. You just have to clear the recon. That's not so bad. And Frostfang Barioth, unfortunately, is a limited time event quest. That's too bad. That means it's a monster that's in the game that we can only use when the event comes around, or we can only hunt it when the event comes around. And on top of that, if your internet's out, you can't access it, or if you're playing on console and your Xbox Live or PlayStation Plus are expired, you can't take part in it. And so I think that's one thing that I think is bad. This I'm not super excited for those reasons. I think that is the first time they've done something that I really don't agree with. Plenty of the other monsters they've put in are in optional quests or something else that you always have access to. I don't know why they did this, though. Granted, I guess we did have well, but that's Extreme Behemoth and Ancient Leshen. You can still fight the normal Leshen and normal Behemoth. It's just the extreme versions that are on an event. This doesn't have a non-event version, so yeah, I don't really like how they're implementing this. The monster could be cool, but it's just I think poor implementation. New melding options for creating analyzed special tracks, which is nice. New decor for the room. New background music for the room. New designs for squad cards, which doesn't affect us, and new pennants, which is cool enough. Was it that the Sorry, I'm just making sure I don't miss any of this. Okay. Major adjustments. Increase the number of Screamer pods you obtain when combining Screamer sacks. It's kind of nice, but you can still only take 3 with you. Adjusted the Steamworks reward items received when ending the minigame with 1 match. I don't know what this means. Adjusted the Steamwork reward items received when ending the minigame with 1 match. Huh. I'm not sure what that means. The Raider Ride call icon now displays on the item bar sorting screen even while you are in the base. Oh, okay. That's cool. New charms, so Draw Charm 3, Phoenix Charm 3, and Fitness Charm 5. So this would be Crit Draw. This would be Coalescence. Fitness is Marathon Runner, I think? So this is nice. We can max out Crit Draw, max out Coalescence. I think that's maxing out Coalescence. I think it only has 3 levels. And maxing out Marathon Runner just from a charm, so that's helpful. Bug fixes. And then obviously, as it says, some of the feature updates have limited voice dialogue in some of the other languages because of the coronavirus. Alright, we'll scrape past this stuff. Oh yeah, so here's some of the new pennants. I'm not a big fan of these. Like, the butterflies look pretty cool, but, like, that doesn't look great to me. And I love Zinogre, but it just, something about it just doesn't look great. Maybe it'll look better in the actual game, but on this, to me, this doesn't look great, just having kind of, it almost looks like a glitch is following you around. New stuff for the house I'm not too worried about showing off. So, new pennants. Gold Heavenly Dragon, Silver Heavenly Dragon, Ruby Crystal Knife, Amber Crystal Knife, Azure Crystal Knife, Phantom Azure Butterflies, Phantom Jade Butterflies, Phantom Magenta Butterflies, Fulgur Bugs, Dracophage Bugs, Poogie Set, Feline Set, Pookie Pookie Set, and Boboa Set for decor. Oh, you're going too far. There we go. Alright, so monster figures, Tigrex, Odogaron, Redoban, Rajang, Kira and Valhazak, Teostra, Gajalakas, and King Gajalaka, Brachydios, Lavasio, Downy Crakes, and Aptonaths. I'm actually surprised we still don't have Lunastra, but I'm glad they added these guys since, you know, we've had Kushala Daora for a while. Which, I love Kushala Daora, but I don't understand why we didn't get the rest of the Elder Dragons. Music player, I don't know what most of these songs are by name. Poke Farm, though, that's from Freedom 2 and Freedom Unite. Yukumo Farm is from Portable Third. The Hunter's Secret Spring, that could be Portable Third too, I'm not sure. Winds of Adventure, Proof of a Hero, but it's the jazz remix. I'm not a big fan of the jazz remixes, but I know some people like them, so that's cool enough. Alright, so then they're talking about the new festival. We'll go from here.
Of course, the gathering hubs will get an awesome makeover.
This really is an awesome makeover. I love how this looks. Look at that Puke like setup. That is so cool. Like, I'm actually really excited for this festival just for the decoration.
That's right.
It's lively.
You bet.
What's the theme?
Well, since it will be out towards the summer, we've given it a festive, carnival-type feel.
Oh, that armor. Pause. I almost didn't pause because I was opening a water. Look at that. That looks so cool. It kind of reminds me of the Kurapeko armor a little bit. It's not quite the same, but the feathers and stuff all kind of give that feel to me. But it looks really cool. I really enjoy it. I like how the little tattoos are and all the colors and all that. This is cool. I just hope it has some good armor skills on it and it's not just set up for farming VIP tickets and then you never use it again.
Speaking of festivals, the food is quite different depending on the type.
This festival has a bit of a wild feel to it, so... meat?
Oh, this is my type of platter. All the meat. Just all the meat. This is great. That's so cool.
Meat! Hamburgers, steaks, all sorts of meat.
And with each seasonal festival comes new outfits. First, the Handler.
This might end up being my favorite handler outfit. one, it looks good. Two, her book has a puke puke on it.
They're wearing fancy samba outfits, decorated with feathers. We've never designed costumes like this before, so I think players are going to love them.
The palicos are great too.
Look at that. Our Palico will be in the puke puke jester outfit for the foreseeable future. That's so good. That looks so great.
Aren't they?
Ah, Puke Puke.
Yeah, it's really cute. You'll want to check out Boogie, too.
I really want that Poogie.
I also want this Poogie. It's a Kuliaku holding an egg, and the Poogie's in the egg. That's just great. This
Yeah,
is
I
so
recommend
good.
that one.
This beats Dodo Hama. This is
Boogie
the
makes for a
best.
really cute egg.
The snowmen have changed too.
I never use this, so I'm not worried about this one.
Our designers always have fun with
But it
this.
is cool.
So we hope the players will, too.
So, what about the armor that can be made in the event quests?
We have a faux Kelby. It's a little scary.
As I said before, Kelbydrome is now
Kelby
real.
looks almost mythical. As for Aptonoth, it's both cute and ugly.
I'd just go with
both
ugly.
audiences will love
Oh,
it.
it's so bad.
We also have mug-shaped
That
dual
is
blades.
great. This is so cool. The fact that there's gonna be so many people. I already see people when I do go online that just they refuse to use anything but the wetfish dual blades because they're so funny. And I expect to see the same thing with these dual blades. Just everyone's gonna be running around with mugs of beer.
And layered armor that becomes your default clothing when you wear it.
Of all the layered armor they went with default clothing. I kind of like it, but at the same time, I don't understand. Like, why is this what they decided to go with for their default for their layered armor for this festival? I also wonder if we'll get any layered armor for Alatreon or the Frostfang Barioth.
So it's like you're not wearing any armor.
Yup, your au naturel.
We've got rabbit ears, too.
The way they say this, we've got rabbit ears too. Oh, people love that. I just really... It does look good, though. It is nice.
That'll be popular. They're cute.
They certainly will.
We got
Yeah, that where he's there is just like, they certainly will.
tons of content coming, so try.
So we already got the normal Macau headgear, so now obviously we're getting Golden Macau as a headgear.
to get them all.
Okay, here we go. So the Handler's Festive Samba costume. Celiana's Lunar Terrace will hold the Sizzling Spice Fest. Lunar Terrace will get a visual makeover. Snowmen get a visual makeover. Redeem Sizzling Spice tickets and VIP Sizzling Spice tickets to craft. So, yep. Passion Alpha Plus armor and other special equipment. Oh, that was the same line, right? So you get the Sizzling Spice tickets to make Passion Alpha Plus, and then you get the VIP Sizzling tickets by wearing that armor so that you can make the layered version as well as other things. Hunter Helper now randomly drops special rewards for Master Rank quests and expeditions. Oh, I'm betting that's just going to be VIP Sizzling Spice tickets, just like with the previous fests. Bonus skills added to obtain special rewards more easily. Yeah, that's the armor. Okay, so those are just referencing how the armor works. Anything else here? Okay, so following can be forged using event quest rewards, special equipment, Palico equipment, research quests added. New decor can now be placed in your room. So no decor, guild cards, Poogie costume, new special items that get Steam Works, so not the gold melding tickets and stuff. Handler's special costume. Get sales at the facilities, more login bonus items, daily limited bounties, all the usual. I like this music so much. And I actually really like this pose for the guild card and the little guild card background. That's pretty great. These little things are really honestly some of the best parts of Monster Hunter. Squad cards I think are kind of eh. But again, we don't get them anyway.
Finally, we'd like to share some information on the next title update. Have a look at the roadmap to see everything we discussed today.
So this is what's insane. This stuff releases next week, meaning it's not even out yet. and they're already talking about what comes after it. It's so good. They're right on top of it. Oh, that's amazing. So obviously next week we get Elytreon and Frostfang Barioth. July 22nd through August 6th is the Sizzling Spice Fest. So a little bit longer to wait for that. Oh. Never mind. Okay, so we don't get Frostfang Barioth next week. Frostfang Barioth isn't until August 7th. So Frostfang Barioth is after the Sizzling Spice Fest. The only thing we get next week is Elytreon. Okay, so Elytreon next week. Then we get the Sizzling Spice Fest from July 22nd to August 6th. Then we get Frostfang Barioth from August 7th to August 19th. Okay, fair enough. That's not too bad. I am a little disappointed about the Frostfang Barioth thing, but, you know, I just have a feeling its armor set's not really going to get used because they're releasing it after Elytreon and after Safi'jiiva. And unless it's extremely powerful compared to normal Barioth, I can't imagine its armor set is going to change the meta at all in any way, or even be really that high up compared to, you know, what we've just gotten in the last couple of updates. But even with saying that, I'm still probably going to use it for some things, and it does have some cool set bonuses, and I'm sure it'll have some cool skills on it. And as I've always said, just mix things up, have fun, don't worry about being meta all the time. You don't have to be a speedrunner. I'm definitely not a speedrunner. I'm not good enough to be a speedrunner, and I don't like speedrunning games even when I am good at them because it's just not fun to me. Finding exploits and just trying to do things as fast as possible, I don't have time to enjoy it. I like to just enjoy the game. So with the 5th major title update, we will be getting a returning monster. I'm still really hoping it's Fatalis. I don't know how you top Elytreon with anything other than Fatalis. So maybe we'll get Fatalis, who knows. There will be another Astera Fest and Celiana Fest. The Astera Fest will just be the same one that we always have. So, like, even though we're getting the Sizzling Spice Fest in Celiana, Astera's just getting the Summer Twilight Fest again. So, the 5th title update will be the same thing. You know, Astera will have the same fest that it always has, and Celiana will get something new. And then the really exciting thing, Master Rank Layered Armor. That's all they put there. I hope that means all of it, not just, like, the first stage of it. But we are going to they're officially announcing we're doing layered armor for Master Rank Armor. Awesome. That makes me very excited. So, we got a lot more to look forward to. And I think there's going to be a 6th major title update after that. Maybe not. Who knows? We're approaching that 1 year of support, so this might be our last update, but they didn't say it's the last update, so I'm hoping there will be at least one more after it.
We're planning to release the 5th free title update. We'll be adding a new monster too, so look forward to that. Not only that, but we'll also be adding Master Rank Layered Armor in a future update. There's so much to look forward to. And so that's it for today's Developer Diary.
So that ends it. Let's just see if there's anything else that popped up at the end. No. Okay. So, oops. Cancel. That can go away. Boop. Okay. So, we'll go ahead and just end things there. Yeah, so there's a lot to look forward to. This was a great developer update. I'm looking forward to next week and probably fainting a lot against Elytreon, but I can't wait to have that armor, and I'll probably enjoy the weapon. So there's a lot. So hopefully you all enjoyed watching that and kind of going through the breakdown. You know, leave any comments, suggestions. If you have any, definitely leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. It lets me know that I'm doing things that you enjoy, and lets me know that I'm doing things right. And of course, you know, that's all I've got for today. So thank you so much for watching, and as usual, this is Xephyr, signing out.